Hello everyone, this is Kelly from Colorado, and today I'm going to show you my food forest that I just put in this spring. I got inspired to do this food forest because I watched some other YouTubers who were doing it and I wanted to give it a try. People like James Pergioni, I'm sure I butchered that name, but he's from the gardening channel and he started a food forest in his yard, and that really inspired me, and other stations like the Plant Abundance and Am I Gardener and various other YouTubers that I'm sure I'm forgetting were very inspirational in this project. I know it doesn't look like much yet because I just put in a bunch of bare root plants and you can't really see a lot of them, but I'm going to take you around and show you what I've planted, so when I do an update later you can see the difference. So I'm going to start over here and show you, this is our chicken coop. This is their run and their coop, and then they also have this outdoor run area. And I planted a few blueberry bushes under here and some strawberries. This isn't really the food forest, but I still wanted to get some things in over here too. So there you can see we have 1, 2, 3 blueberry bushes and a few strawberries thrown in there. So hopefully that'll take off. And then I'll take you into the actual chicken coop run area because I did end up putting some plants in here for them. So down here at the bottom, it's kind of shady, it's hard to see, but I put in a Chicago fig right there. And then I've started a culture mound right here that I haven't planted anything in yet. And then next to that, over here, we have a Siberian pea shrub. And over here is an elderberry and then another elderberry of a different kind. I believe they are York and I don't remember the other one, but 2 of them so that we'll get berries. And then a Saskatoon berry, a tiny little filbert over there, and a Russian sage. And then I've put in this little raised bed with wire over it with cover crop for the chickens to eat. And then last but not least in this area is a Gala apple tree that I put in. So we will see how that goes. Let's move back outside the chicken coop. And right down here I have a goji berry, a perennial sunflower, and another goji berry. And my goji berries actually aren't looking so good. They lost all their leaves after I transplanted them, even though I hardened them off. So hopefully they'll perk back up. And then right over here we've got another goji berry. There's a comfrey right there that I put in. Bunch of strawberries and some hummingbird mint. And then over here on the edge, oh, my shadow's in the way, they've put in some oregano, chives, tarragon, just some herbs along the edge. As you can see right here, I have a garden box on the hill that I'm going to put some annual veggies in. So we'll just kind of build around that. Right here I have a peach tree, which is not new. It's 3rd year. So we have a few trees that are established in the food forest so far. So that's a good start. We also have some volunteer aspen trees that I didn't plant. They just showed up and started growing, so that's nice. So as we go down the hill here, there's strawberries pretty much everywhere. Poked in everywhere. I put in about 150 strawberries, so they're around. So over here we have a yellow raspberry, a blackberry. This is a pink currant, and I tossed in a columbine right there, since that's our native flower and our state flower. Then back here we have another goji berry, and this this is a huckleberry and a grapevine. It's an Eastern Concord grape, and I'm hoping I can get it to grow up this aspen tree and over to this aspen tree to kind of make an arch. So we'll see if that actually works. Moving on, here's a Pixie Well gooseberry. Never grown those, so I'm excited to try that. More strawberries. Right here is a mulberry, a very tiny one. Like I said, this is just the start, so hopefully in a few months, if I make another video, it'll be a bit more exciting. Here's another Chicago fig and a Pixie Well gooseberry. So I'm at the bottom of the hill right now. It's the north side of our house, so it's not ideal, but it does get a decent amount of sun. So I think things should be okay. And hopefully we get a lot of cold frosts late in the spring season here, so protect the trees from blooming too early. That's the hope anyway. Okay, so right here we have a Hanson's bush cherry with lots of strawberries around it. I put in about 8 kinds of strawberries, so we'll have quite a variety, hopefully. And then a Society garlic right there. And then you can't see them, but there's 2 paths right here that go up to this nest that I'll talk about in a minute. And those have purple asparagus in them. Going back to this side by the fence, this is a mulberry tree. So, oh, you know what? I just said this wrong. So this is the mulberry tree. This tiny thing over here that I was showing you before is boysenberry. I'm sorry. I'm still learning all this. A lot of these plants are new to me this year. So, again, we have a Tango hummingbird mint and a little comfrey that I plugged in. I've also plugged in some lupin flower here and there. It just sprouts. So I don't think I'll get flowers from that this year from what I've read, but hopefully in the future. Then I've actually got 1, 2, 3 Nanking cherries over here. And I ordered 2, and I didn't know they were 3 packs. So I also have another 1, 2, 3 Nanking cherries over here. And I'll give you a closer look at one of them. It's just a stick right now with a few leaves sticking out. So again, hopefully that'll perk up. And then back here, I have a row of raspberries by the fence. And it's 4 different kinds. It's Yellow Ann, Yellow Fall, Purple, Royal Purple, and Heritage, which is a red one. And you can see some of them are showing life already, and some of them are not. But it's still early, so hopefully they will. Coming back over here, we've got more comfrey, hostas plugged in because this is the shadier side of the hill. Another filbert bush, which is a hazelnut. We've got sage that hasn't come to life yet, but that was already on the hill, so that'll come back. Right here we have a wintergreen berry, which is, I'm told, an edible berry, another one I've never had. This is a cherry plum and another raspberry. Back on this side, we've got our honeyberries, another one I've never had, but I've heard it's good. This is a tundra. And then we've got an Aurora honeyberry. And then another hosta, some more hostas, and a pear tree in the corner that I'm going to try and keep small. It's a Camas pear. I've planted everything really close together because I don't have a ton of room and I want to see what will work and try and keep everything small. Worst case scenario, I have to take something out. But I wanted to get it all established this year. Here's another Siberian pea shrub. And then a gem honeyberry. And then coming back up the hill, right here we have a Brayburn apple that I just put in. And in this general area over here we have a bunch of strawberries, comfrey, bloody dock sorrel that I started from seed and planted. And then a lot more purple asparagus. I also put some asparagus in between the raspberry row down here, but it's really wet and I'm scared they may have rotted, but we'll find out. Alright, so we're gonna head back up the hill this way, and this is a wisteria, another one I've never grown. And right here we have two serviceberries. This one is a lemonade serviceberry. I think I'm saying that right. It's supposed to be a pink serviceberry. And then here's just a more traditional one. Some comfrey right there as well. And over on the side at the top, the red lake currant. And as you can see, strawberries scattered all around again, and some comfrey. Now I'll talk about my nests. I have two young children, so I created these two nests for them to play in. There's also paths throughout the hill, so they can run around and enjoy this, because that was one of my main goals also. Also, I dug a hole deep into the side of the hill when I made these. I filled that with rocks, large, like 1 to 2 inch rocks, and then I put the straw on top of it. So hopefully it'll act as kind of a swell and catch some of that water going down the hill and keep it in the soil before it just slides off the top and into my neighbor's yard. So that's the hope anyway. They've also dug out some of these tree areas to make them flat so that the water just doesn't run off. Back over here, got a black currant and a white currant, and of course more strawberries. Right here is another peach tree. This one is 4 years old. It does not look great. That's because I don't think I planted it right when I planted it, and it was from Costco and it was $12, and I just don't think it was ever super happy, but I did get a couple peaches off it last year. Looks like I might get about 2 again. But you know, it's established and it's there, so I like it. Right here again we have another pink currant, just a stick, as you can see, but it's starting to come to life. If I go down the hill a little bit, right here is a cranberry. And again, more strawberries everywhere. I really like the strawberries, as you can see. All these white things on the ground that you see are petals from this pear tree. It's a beautiful tree. Unfortunately, the pears are not delicious, so it's more ornamental at this point, but it's part of the food forest canopy. Right here I have an alpine white strawberry, and here's the other nest. I'll give you kind of a side view of the nest so you can see what I'm talking about. It's kind of built into the hill. We trimmed a bunch of trees this spring, so we had plenty of things to make the nest out of. And we're almost back around to the beginning, back at the top of the hill. This is also not a new tree. It is 4 years old, just like the peach, but clearly doing a bit better. It's a cherry tree It's a white gold cherry tree. I've not gotten any cherries off it yet, but it did get some blooms this year, so we'll see, hopefully. And then back here to the oregano and the chives. So that's an overall of the food forest. I'll start from this side, show you everything. I think I put in over 300 plants this year, so even though it doesn't look like much, they're out there, and hopefully they will grow. So just give you a quick pan of the side of the hill so you can get the general feeling for it. It's a pretty big area, but not huge either. I started this all in February when I was putting down cardboard all over this hill and putting hay, straw, wood chips on top of it, which was quite interesting on a hill in February because it was kind of icy still, but I really wanted to get it done for this year, and normally do it a year ahead or in the fall, but I got inspired from all those YouTubers out there making their food forests, and I wanted to make one and share it with you, so hopefully someone else would get inspired to just go ahead and get it done. It was a lot of work, but I'm so happy and I can't wait to see everything pop up. So hopefully you enjoy this video, and hopefully I'll get the courage to actually post it. It's not meant to be a how-to video, obviously, because I'm still learning, but just to share some ideas and to get a baseline to see what the food forest looks like in a few months or a few years. And hopefully I'll come back and share that with you, because that would be fun. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.